So, all right. So when performing, when using Sentient Trader to work intraday, and I hope Nephew is keeping up with this. As soon as I start changing screens quite quickly, I know that the Nephew quality drops. So please tell me if you're not seeing this. When working intraday, it's really important. Sentient Trader is unusual in terms of trading analysis software packages. I know because I have used many of them, if not all of them. No, not all of them. I've used many trading software packages. Sentient Trader is unusual in that in order to work intraday, you have to start working end of day. Okay? So the first thing you do is you create a chart, which is an end of day chart. Now, we have a thing called our live analysis system. People who wanted to see Sentient Trader working intraday, we made this available for free to anybody who wants to go and have a look at it. And you can see how the software works. So I'm going to use it as the basis of our discussion today in terms of working intraday. So the first thing we look at the daily chart. Here is the daily chart. In fact, the analysis that it's showing you is the exact same analysis that I've been speaking about today. So I won't dwell on it. As you can see, an 18-month trough over there. Okay. Then what happens is that let me create a new page. Then what happens is that you start working with intraday data, and you create a chart using 4-hour bars. Okay, and you tell Sentient Trader to inherit the analysis, which means take all the analysis, the information that you've got from the daily chart. So here's the daily chart. Take all the analysis information from the daily chart and use it to set the scene for this long-term chart. For this short-term chart. I beg your pardon. The short-term chart. So here's the short-term chart, a 4-hour chart. Each one of these bars represents 4 hours, and as you can see, here is the 18-month cycle trough on the 4th of October. Okay, you can go and have a look at our website, and you can see this page, and you can see it updating. It updates, of course, every 4 hours. Okay, and so you go from 4 hours. The next chart is an hourly chart. So you use hourly data, hourly bars, and again you inherit the analysis from the 4-hour chart. And okay, perhaps it's not called hourly. Perhaps it's called no. Yes, it's called 1 hour. Okay, so there's the 1-hour chart. So now this analysis. Sorry, these charts are a little big for my screen. We optimize them. We make them as big as we can so that people coming to the site can see in as much detail as possible. What's there, the analysis. But as you can see, this analysis has inherited the analysis from the 4-hour chart, and it has positioned a trough of the 20-day cycle here on the 20th of October, and each one of these bars is 1 hour in duration. As a matter of interest, this analysis was performed at 3:01 p.m. Central European time. The server for this is based here in Italy, where our offices are, based in our offices. So this analysis was performed 5 minutes ago while we were busy talking about things. So here's the analysis. It positions a 20-day cycle trough, 20th of October, and 25th of October, a 10-day cycle trough. And then we go to the 15-minute. I'm sure that I can skip through these fairly quickly because I'm sure you've got the idea. Here is the 15-minute chart, which has inherited the analysis from the 1-hour chart, and this analysis was also last performed at 3:01 p.m. Then you get to the 5-minute chart. So this is how you work intraday. You inherit each of these charts. Sentient Trader handles it with grace, dare I say. It inherits the analysis from these charts. So each one of these charts, including this 5-minute chart, have got greater and greater and smaller detail, finer and finer detail. Here you can see this analysis is getting all the way down to the 30-minute cycle, the half-hour cycle, right at the bottom of this chart. The most recent 5-hour cycle, it positioned at 8 o'clock this morning. That's, of course, Central European time. And it looks very likely as if though a trough at about 12:30. No, I beg your pardon, that is... those are hourlies. So at about 2 o'clock this afternoon was a trough of the 5-hour cycle, as you can see from over here. And finally, we get to the 1-minute chart. Now, I'm answering two questions here. I know somebody said, how do you analyze intraday? And somebody else asked, how do you trade intraday? Well, the great thing about our live analysis system is it shows you the trading that it is performing on the 1-hour cycle. Okay? It's a really fun chart to look at. It's mesmerizing. Here you can see the analysis. Let's have a look at the information at the top left. You can see the phasings inherited from the 5-minute Euro US dollar chart. There, that's the chart refreshing. It refreshes every 3 minutes. You can see this analysis was performed at 3:08, less than 30 seconds ago, according to my computer clock. And so this is the analysis performed at 8 minutes past 3. You can see it's currently in a trade. It's short 53 contracts. It entered at that point. It's made $82 on this trade, and so on. You can track the total profit loss. It even tracks its total profit loss over the past 3 weeks. We reset this live analysis system every weekend. Take away the oldest week of trading, reset the initial equity to only 3 weeks ago, and so it goes. So I hope that by taking a look at the live analysis system, which you can do, you just need to read a disclaimer before you do it. So perhaps Paul can put in the link to the live analysis system to the page where you can go and read the disclaimer. So make sure that you understand that this is hypothetical trading. Okay, that is being performed today. There we go. The chart has just updated again. And you can see how Sentient Trader works on an intraday basis and how it makes trading decisions on an intraday basis. We have plotted VTLs and FLDs on this chart. And you can see action signals. You can see trade orders. You can see trade entry levels. That's an exit level over there. So you can see a huge amount of detail. So I hope that that has answered those intraday questions. Let me just go back to them quickly. How do you find patterns that are forming in the short-term intraday and overlay that short-term view with a mid-term, long-term view? That was the first question. I hope that has explained how we look at intraday short-term compared to mid-term, long-term view. We call it inheritance of the phasing analysis. And then, Scott, can you show us a chart on how you would day trade with Sentient? This is hypothetical trading, Scott. You wouldn't be able to day trade the 1-hour cycle. Your slippage and your commission and your spread would be too much on the 1-hour cycle. But the 1-hour cycle is a very exciting cycle to use as a demonstration for how the process works, how the principles work. Actually trading it is very tricky, if not impossible. So hopefully that has answered that question. How do you automatically OK the trading dialogue so that the live analysis runs without user intervention? You don't in Sentient Trader because it is in the current version of Sentient Trader, we legally are not willing to take the risk that Sentient Trader is accused of taking trading decisions that have not been manually approved by the user. The good news is, Andy, I know many people want to enable that functionality. You know, I have spent years working with Sentient Trader, and Sentient Trader is very powerful software. But I do warn that it's not automatic, and you must apply your own human experience to it when you're performing trading. But I know many people believe in Sentient Trader so much that they want to trade it completely automatically. The really good news is that we are working on an automatic trading integration for it, which gets around the legal issues, which are that if you have it automatically trading and Sentient Trader makes a mistake, we don't get sued by you. Okay, it's as simple as that. So we are working on an automatic integration, and we are hoping to release that version which has an automatic trading capability by which I mean automatic trading capability, by the end of this year or possibly early next year. But you must understand it is a very, very hot legal issue that we have software that enables completely automatic trading. It's quite a tricky issue. To be useful for you to do it yourselves, yes, absolutely. Right. Okay. So, but soon you will be able to do the auto trading within the software itself. Okay. So, so that'll be quite soon. I hope that I have answered all your questions. If anybody else has any other questions about the software, about the analysis, about anything we spoke about today, anything at all, please let me know in the chat window. Thank you very much for joining me. I intended to make this a short trader chat, but we've run over time again. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you about Sentient Trader and presenting my analysis. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you all next week. If there are people out there who, if some of you don't own Sentient Trader yet, and I haven't had a chance to go through all the names in detail yet, if some of you don't own Sentient Trader, please do send us an email with any questions you have about Sentient Trader. Let us help you get started, and thank you very much, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Let me know by email if there's anything in particular you'd like to see. I'm intending to speak about another analysis. I'm thinking about looking at the American markets, the S&P 500 next week, but let's see what happens. That's what I'm thinking about next week. If you have any ideas, please send me an email. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week.